Hello, welcome to Con Corner. I'm Tina, and I'm starting on my Christmas gifts today. So one of the things I'm going to make is an instant Creole coffee mix. I have some from Community Coffee. I have some instant coffee and chicory, which the chicory added to coffee makes it much smoother and milder. It looks darker. It looks a lot darker, but the flavor is much smoother. So anyway, I have a package of that. I'm going to use dark brown sugar. If you don't have dark brown sugar, you can. The thing that makes it Creole coffee is putting molasses in it. So if you ever have your coffee and you add a spoonful of molasses to your cup, that's Creole coffee. Well, brown sugar still has a lot of the molasses in it. So if you don't have brown sugar, you can make your own by adding molasses to just regular white sugar. And then your choice of a mix, I'll probably use a mixture of non-fat dry milk and coffee creamer, but you can use either or both, whatever works for you. This one's a pretty simple one, but it's really delicious because most people don't have this the coffee and chicory, the instant, so that gives it a little something unique. I'm going to put let me go get something here to scoop that out with. All right, I'm going to start by measuring out, and now I'm going to use all of this. Instant coffee and instant tea both will they'll kind of clump up if you don't once they're open. So I'm just going to try to use up both of these. So I have 1, 2. This was not a full container, but I've got 2 and 1/4 cups of sugar of the coffee mix here. I'm going to put an equal amount of brown sugar, my brown sugar, and unlike baking where you have to, mash down your brown sugar in this sense, you don't necessarily have to. You can if you want to. There's one. It's that molasses is what makes brown sugar so moist. The molasses in it. Molasses is so good for you, especially blackstripe molasses. It has huge amounts of great trace nutrients that we really need, that are really good for us, especially for women. So if you can do like a Mexican coffee or a Creole coffee where you add a little molasses to your diet, it'll be okay. All right. I have made a mess there. I don't like messes. They always distract me. They make me nervous. And I'm not a clean freak, so, but anyway. Alright, now I'm going to add an equal amount of powdered milk and coffee creamer. And it's clumped up too here. All my stuff's all clumped. There we go. Your powdered milk, if you store it for a long time, will turn a kind of a soft yellow color. Doesn't mean it's bad, it's still just fine. It just it's not snowy white like it is when it's brand new. It does age in storage. This is not, because this has the Creole coffee in it, it's not going to look as pale as, say, a cafe au lait would, but it will taste that way. It will have a much lighter flavor to it. I bought this in this container because I wanted the container. So, and it was on sale. I took the opportunity. That way I don't have to buy containers to store things in. Okay. All right, so there's two. Was a cup of dry milk and 1 1/4 cups of your favorite coffee creamer. Flavored creamer would mess this up, so don't do a flavored creamer in this. Well, you could do a flavored creamer in this, but test it first and make sure that it's something that you like mixed in with that, because the molasses in the brown sugar will impact the flavors of those other chemically produced flavored creamers. You could also just use whole regular milk if you don't want all of the weird stuff that's in and hydrolyzed and all that's in these creamers. I'm using a whisk to mix this up with because it will take care of any clumps. We all know our brown sugar loves to clump. If you're sensitive to dust, you might, wear a mask when you mix this stuff up, because it does. See all that stuff fluffing up there. So if you have any issues with your breathing, keep that in mind. This actually has a pretty look to it with the powdered milk in there, the little granules of it. It almost has a chocolatey look to it. It's nice. All right. Now I'm going to put this in some containers. Okay. Now to package these, all I'm going to do is put them into half-pint canning jars. This is a good use for any of those odds and ends commercial jars that you want to recycle too, because you're not canning it, so it doesn't have to be have a specific size top. Anything that's decorative and cute. In this case, I'm just using some jars that are a little non-standard to what I normally have. The things that I make to sell, I buy all new jars for, but like I said, these are some gifts. So it takes 1 tablespoon per measuring cup of water to mix this coffee up. So if you put this is a 1 cup, a half pint holds one measuring cup full of the mix. So that gives you there's 4 tablespoons in a 1/4 cup. So that gives you 16 servings. And if you want to make it decorative, this little circle is 5.5 inch diameter, and that seems to work pretty good out of whatever scraps of fabric you've got. And there you go. Here's some a nice little gift that's a little bit different. I'm also going to make some chai tea and some what we used to call Russian tea, but now they call it friendship tea too. So come back and see those recipes. But gives you something nice, a little bit different and a little bit fun. Also, if we buy all of our coffee from Community Coffee's website, and every once in a while, they have a sale where it's 25% off and free shipping. And so I usually buy, 6 months worth of coffee at a time when they're having their sales. They're having one such today. Of course, it'll be over by the time you guys see this. But if you sign up for their emails, you'll get the notices when they do that 25% off sale. So that's a good opportunity if you like their coffees. All right, thanks a bunch. See you guys.